Welcome back for another fundamental Linux command video. This time we're going to look at the less command, because as they say, less is more. So the command is literally called less, and what you'll normally do is you run the command less with a file name. Now less is what we call a pager tool. It allows you to view and scroll or page a long text file. It actually replaced the original pager tool called more. I know that joke just now was terrible. Now in terms of working with it, it's more got controls than options. So you've got the space bar, which lets you scroll a whole page at a time. Page down on your keyboard will do the same thing. Page up scrolls you one page up. The down arrow key moves you down a line. The up arrow key moves you up a line. And you can tap the Q key for quitting or closing. Let me go and show this tool to you. So first let's pop open a terminal and go into my demo directory. And here we got a file that I called longfile.txt. Now if I cat this file, it's a long file. It's got a lot of lines in it. But if I say less, first let's just clear the screen. If I say less, long file, I can scroll this one line at a time, or space to do a whole page at a time. Page down does the same thing. Page up does the same thing. Fantastic. But this isn't too impressive, because if I cat this file again, I can scroll the output because I'm using a terminal in a desktop environment or a graphical user interface. So it's not that impressive when you're playing around with something like Linux Mint. But what if we were working on a server where there's no desktop environment? Well, let's hop into a pure command line view. Now to do that, I went and pressed Ctrl Alt and F3. Usually on most Linux desktop distributions, if you type Ctrl Alt F1 through to F8, it'll swap you through pure command modes like this, and then a desktop environment where I was previously. Now I know the text is really small. I'm going to have to cd into that directory again. There's the file. Now if I try and cat long file, you can see it runs off the screen. And scrolling is not working. So let's clear it and see if we can less it now. Now I can move through this file using my keyboard. Very helpful if I'm working on a system where I do not have the ability to scroll easily through lengthy text output. Again, apologies for the small text. Ctrl Alt F7 and I'm back on my desktop environment. By the way, that whole Ctrl Alt F1 through to F8, the exact function key that you use to go to pure command lines or the desktop environment / GUI, that'll vary by distro. So just play around, but Ctrl Alt F1, Ctrl Alt F2, keep doing that all the way until you get to what you want. Nonetheless though, and I promise that pun wasn't intended, that was the less command. It is quite useful, like I said, when you're working on a system where you don't have the ability to scroll like you do with a desktop or GUI environment. Play around with it a bit. Otherwise though, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next Linux Fundamentals command video.